Hello and welcome to the Amazing Spider-Man Podcast. Yes, we are not an Amazing Spider-Man Podcast. We are the Amazing Spider-Man Podcast. How many freaking episodes in a row have I used that intro? I don't freaking know. But I'm just coming to realize this now because I'm in an awfully self-deprecating mood today. Today we have, obviously, me, Jonathan Weber, the webmaster of the-amazing-spider-man.com or theamazingspiderman.com with dashes in between every word, however you want to say it. We also have for the panel today, Mr. Jacob Blowbaum. How's it going, Jacob?
It's good. How you guys? How you doing?
I'm tired as heck because I literally just rolled out of bed right before we recorded this podcast. So, if I say something incredibly just weird or something, it's probably the fact that I'm still half asleep.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night either, so
I got 10 hours of sleep. I'm never good for about the first 2 hours that I'm awake in the day.
I got about 5.
Nah, well, sucks to be you then.
Yeah.
Today we also have for the panel Mr. James Markin. How's it going, James?
Pretty good, John.
Yes, you doing anything special this week?
Nothing right now that I know of, just reading some old comic books that my buddy picked up for me.
Yep, we are holding the stereotype of comic book people with no lives. And finally, we have Mr. Jan, whatever his last name is. How's it going, Jan?
Good. I had my first week of summer vacation this week, so I saw Godzilla and I read some Spider-Man comics and whatnot. Watched Spider-Man 3 again.
This is also my first week of summer vacation, and since I'm technically now on summer break, I guess I'm officially a senior now because, yeah, I'm a senior.
Officially
awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
It's long overdue. I hate high school with a burning passion. I've been awaiting this moment for years, and now
it's a good year.
Now it's here, and it's awfully anticlimactic. It's just like, yeah, I'm a senior.
I made a lot of friends this year, so.
Well, I don't make friends. I'm a lone wolf. No, I'm kidding. I made some friends.
I have like 2 friends.
Yeah, my friends. They all look distinctly similar. They all have smiley faces, and they all look like my fingers.
What the hell?
That was a SpongeBob reference.
Yes, it was.
I don't watch SpongeBob.
Oh, you suck.
You sick bastard! How do you not watch SpongeBob?
Because I'm not a little kid.
I'm 22 and I've watched SpongeBob on occasion. What are you trying to say about me?
You're a little kid.
Seriously, who doesn't watch SpongeBob? Like, my marching band, we live on SpongeBob.
You are that marching band from SpongeBob.
That is the best episode.
That is the best episode. I'm not going to deny.
I feel like I'm alone now.
I just have one question to ask you guys. Just one serious question. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Okay.
The Amazing SpongeBob cast.
That was so funny.
Yes, okay.
Stay with a completely straight face if you didn't see. You couldn't see.
You can't see because this is an audio show. Yes, we got some news topics about Spider-Man this week because there's actually some news this week. First off, I'm sorry. You're not boring me. I'm just really tired. Yes, this is 2 p.m. Podcast recording for me. Yeah, this is pretty early for me. So, we got some news topics this week. We got new promos for Ultimate Spider-Man Season 3. This is actually, I think, our first look at Ultimate Spider-Man Season 3. It's entitled Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors. It's going to be debuting in the UK. I think it actually debuted in the UK today, from what I heard. It's possible. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look that up. But, yeah, what is everyone's thoughts on the promos for Ultimate Spider-Man? James, since you're going to be our resident Ultimate Spider-Man reviewer, why don't you go first?
That sucks for you, James.
Well, stuff happens. I'm just joking. I always told John that'd be my first review. It's just stuff happens. But it's pretty good. It's just not really the longest. They're 20 seconds each. And it's just Spider-Man web swinging, and he hits a building, and he joins the Avengers.
So basically, it's just, Bendis' run.
Yeah. There's not much to talk about it yet. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's... These promos, I watched them, and Drake Bell still annoys the shit out of me, but I've preached the gospel of why Drake Bell sucks on this podcast enough, so we're not going... I mean, he's not a bad guy, it's just I don't like his Spider-Man voice. I love him on Drake and Josh. That's a great show. That's a classic. But, really, there's nothing really to talk about with these promos. It's just not that impressive. Jan, thoughts on the promos?
I'm going to go on a rant, so prepare yourselves. I hate Ultimate Spider-Man with a burning passion. The fact that this show, with this season, will be the longest-running show, Spider-Man show, and that Drake Bell will have been the actor who has played Spider-Man the longest is really sickening. And the fact that Spectacular Spider-Man, which has received nothing but positive reviews from critics and fans, got 25 episodes, where this show will be going on 75 after this season, sucks. So I hate Ultimate Spider-Man, and I refuse to watch one more second of it.
All right.
75 episodes of that show?
Each season is 25 episodes, so it'll be the longest.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched all of season 1 and half of season 2.
Oh, you poor bastard.
I don't like... it's background noise for me. I don't, like, sit down and intently watch it. It's just kind of like, I want to do something, but don't want it to be quiet in here.
You're a masochist. Who, oh yeah,
Also
Jacob.
whip myself.
Jacob, what are your thoughts on the promos?
It looks okay.
Wow,
that was so positive compared to me.
That's the most positive reception I think that show has ever gotten on this podcast.
I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Like it's average. It's
Jacob, seriously, dude, watch Spectacular. Like, get that Blu-ray.
I'm going to Target after this, so who knows?
Right.
I'm either gonna buy myself the Electro figure so I can finish my Ultimate Goblin, or maybe I'll buy that. Who knows?
Buy Spectacular.
Mine had it for cheap on DVD. I had it for $15.
It's like 25 on Blu-ray, and I refuse to buy DVDs because I'm a
Blu-ray guy.
Blu-ray guy. Yeah, I was trying to think of something to make fun of myself, but it didn't happen. So
I don't know. Yeah,
Blu-ray douche.
I like Blu-ray. I like the combos when you get a DVD and a Blu-ray, because I like to have a DVD to watch. Like if I'm going on like a vacation or something, I like to be able to watch movies in the car or whatever. But like,
yeah, I try to sniff out the DVD combo packs.
Yeah, me too.
But if it's just a Blu-ray, I don't really.
If it's at home, I usually like when I rebuy old movies that I had on DVD. I usually keep the DVD copy, like for road trips or something. But
yeah, all right, Spider-Man, go.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've kind of already given my thoughts on these promos, but I guess I'll just go ahead again because I feel like it. It's my show, damn it, so I'll do whatever I want. Yeah, these promos, they're not that impressive. Drake Bell's voice still annoys the shit out of me, but
Spider-Man's a stupid head and runs into a wall for like the 10th time in this darn show.
you know what? I have this fetish for people running into walls, so I actually find that to be quite funny.
It's not a fetish, dude. That means you think it's funny.
I know. I just wanted to make that sound dirty.
Yeah, do that.
I have a fetish for running into walls too.
That sounded so weird. But I guess, yeah, I really don't think that this is going to be a great season. I'm actually going to watch the first 2 episodes just to see what they do with this Avengers crossover. But James is going to review them. But, yeah, James is going to review, like, the entire season. I'm just going to, like, continuously remind him of that. But, yeah, there's not really much to talk about with these promos. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. Doesn't seem like anything's changing, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe the quality will improve.
Yeah. That's funny.
Jonathan, if I die because of this, because my heart just literally gives out because of how bad the show is, I'm blaming you when I go to heaven.
I'm not going to say anything to that.
Hey, James, if you die, I'll review it. Don't worry.
And then if he dies, I'll review it.
And then if all three of you die, I'll just hire someone else.
Oh,
It's really dark.
Yeah, we're.
I thought we meant something to you, John.
Yeah, I thought what we had was special.
God damn it! I just spilled tea everywhere. Fuck.
He only liked me for my shorts.
These SpongeBob references are just going to keep on going on, aren't they, guys?
Yep, pretty much. He
Who do you
just wanted
call-
the cookie in your pocket. Okay. Final thoughts on the Ultimate Spider-Man promos. Anybody?
This sucks, and you shouldn't watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch it
Damn it.
at some point. I'll probably just wait.
Pardon my language there.
Wait. I'll wait
Sorry.
for Netflix because I'm not gonna wake up early on Saturdays. Fuck that.
Saturday is like the day where I have a set rule: don't get up before noon.
I hate
Wait,
waking up before noon.
What time is it
Or
going to be on
afternoon.
Saturday?
It's gonna be on at like 11 or something.
Okay, maybe I can't.
It's over the DVR that for you guys.
All right. Next news topic. What do we even have? I'm not even on my website. I'm on like Google right now because I'm.
The iPad game.
Yes, the new iPad, smartphone, tablet, Spider-Man video game announced by Gameloft and Marvel. It's going to be called Spider-Man Unlimited, though it apparently has no correlation to that awful TV series from a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, that happened.
A couple of years ago, that's like almost 20 years old, dude.
It's almost...
Yeah, and if you ask me, that's better than Ultimate.
Yep, it is 10 times better than Ultimate.
But a description by the Wall Street Journal, fans will enjoy the thrill of swinging, running, and fighting through a chaotic New York on the brink of destruction as the Sinister Six attempt to gain unlimited power, blah, 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 blah. The game will be released for smartphones and tablets in early September 2014, and then I gave a little clip to the game that I didn't even watch.
Gee, I even watched it while driving.
Wait,
you were
watch.
No, I wasn't actually driving. I had just parked.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on this new Spider-Man video game, James?
It looks pretty good. It looks decent. You know, it looks like they are. It's like the Spider-Verse video game, if you can, kind of. And I think I will buy it for my phone when it comes out.
See, I have an iPad, so I'll probably buy it for the iPad, but, you know what? I mean, this game is, from what I've heard about it, and from the one little screen cap I'm looking at of the video right now, yeah, you know what? This game could be good. I normally don't hold out a lot of hope for smartphone and tablet games, but, you know what? It doesn't look terrible. It sounds interesting enough, and you know what? I think it really could be an interesting experience. It's probably going to be something that I wait for word of mouth on before I spend money on it, but it could be a purchase. Jan, thoughts on this?
When it said new Spider-Man video game, I was like, oh, what? And then it was like, oh, it's for the tablet. That actually is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I wrote that to draw people into the article.
You
tricky bastard. 'Cause that's what drew me in.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was a new actual game for like consoles.
Yeah, it
you,
looks
John.
cool. It sounds like a cash into Spider-Verse, honestly. I'm kind of getting tired of this whole, like, all these Spider-Men from different dimensions. Like, can we just focus on Spider-Man? Like, you know, just you know, like, not Superior Spider-Man, not, like, you know, just, like, Peter Parker, plain old Peter Parker Spider-Man for once. Like, I'm starting to get tired of this gimmick, but it could be cool. What?
Give us the old PP.
That's an interesting saying.
Just
Yeah,
came up
so
with
the
it.
Green Goblin's in there and Vulture's in there, and I don't know who the other Sinister Six people are, but I don't know. It could be fun. I'm probably not going to buy it though. So
It looks like from the trailer, it's just other dimensions of Green Goblin and Vulture.
do we see like Ultimate Green Goblin?
Oh,
No,
please,
it's
no.
616.
Yeah, no,
Good.
but like, is one of the other dimension versions Ultimate?
I don't know.
That'd be a
I hate the Ultimate Green Goblin.
I really don't care for it.
I love him.
I hate that
Do you prefer it
fucking...
to 616 Green Goblin, Jacob?
No, I don't like it better than the regular Green Goblin, but
I don't hate it. I just don't care for it that much. I think for the context of Ultimate, it works, but outside of Ultimate,
I like it because it was like a new, different take on the character. It's just the last few times I read the character, I didn't really enjoy it no more. Because like once he, it got to the point that it was like Godzilla. Like once he can't be killed or whatever, it's like, well, what's the point then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jacob, what are your thoughts on this new tablet video game that I totally teased you all with?
I mean, it looks okay, but if it's less than if it's like $5 or less, I'll probably get it. But I don't know. I've been severely disappointed with every tablet or smart device version of a Spider-Man game, so who knows?
Yeah. So any final thoughts on this new video game here?
It's news.
Yeah, it's actually something to talk about. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can't really complain that much, but now our final news topic of the day is that the Edge of Spider-Verse miniseries has been announced. Yes, CBR managed to score some info on a new Spider-Man miniseries starting this September. It will feature stories that will help lead into the Spider-Verse storyline starting in November. According to senior editor Nick Lowe, each story will be easily accessible and can be appealing to newer readers, but will still manage to incorporate history and a tie-in to the upcoming event. And if you want to read the full text of the interview, you can go to CBR. I didn't copy and paste all of it. I was not going to do that. But some news that came out of this interview, they're going to have a new incarnation of Gwen Stacy, where she was bit by a radioactive spider and became Spider-Woman. That's really the main thing that everyone's taking away from this. In my opinion, that sounds freaking stupid. But what is everyone else's thoughts on that whole Gwen Stacy radioactive spider bit?
Is it a? I'm assuming it's an alternate dimension Gwen Stacy, but
That's how I took it. Yeah.
It sounds like it's gonna suck. Honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't need to see Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman. I'm honestly perfectly content with leaving that character, dead.
In the ground.
Yeah, I don't need to see that character again. So, really, I think her being brought back as an alternate incarnation with spider powers is kind of stupid. I don't really need to see it. But, yeah, any other thoughts on this Gwen Stacy being bitten by a radioactive spider?
What?
Yeah.
Can you go over that again? I missed it.
Edge of Spider-Verse. Gwen gets... Yeah, okay, I'll just...
Edge of Spider-Verse #2 is an alternate universe where Gwen gets bitten by a radioactive spider and becomes Spider-Woman.
It's kind of random.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's kind of random. I don't know. I guess that's about it. I'm probably not going to read it, but...
All right.
I got one thing to say about it. I'm getting so sick and tired of every time Gwen Stacy, especially with the movie, shows up now. It's been that way for like decades, where she's always in the same green jacket. I mean, even to the point that the cover is her flipping over the green jacket into the suit.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even notice that.
The movie, though, it made sense because they were actually doing her death. So I think that was good. Like, if you're doing her death, then I think she needs to be in that jacket.
Well, yeah, that's obvious because it's the flashback. But I mean, to the point that it's like Peter applied to his first date with Gwen, or his first time hearing Gwen kiss, and she's wearing that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Maybe she was just broke and couldn't afford another jacket, dude.
Wow, we're such comic book geeks. We're complaining about a jacket. Yeah, we seriously.
That's what we do.
Also, God damn it, Marvel, for sucking money out of me again. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
You don't have to read it, dude. They're not like forcing you to do it.
No, I have to. You don't understand.
He legit goes through Spider-Man withdrawal.
No, like if Spider-Man is on there, I'm just like, fuck it, I have to buy this. Like when it was, Spider Month, July last year.
Yeah.
Bought everything that they released that month.
Wow. Were you broke for that whole month then?
Yes. Very.
He couldn't even go and buy his crack.
I couldn't buy my crack. Went
Yes.
through withdrawals, and now I'm off crack, and I hate it.
All right.
Back to Spider-Man.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
What
Yes.
is that from?
I don't know.
The
I just
Chappelle Show.
Yeah, Chappelle Show. That's a classic. The best part is when he just pops up nowhere, Charlie Murphy, and he punches him.
What show?
The Chappelle
Chappelle.
Show.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that is.
You are such a child.
Screw you.
Hey, James, how old do you feel right now?
Pretty old, man. Pretty old.
Jan and I are such children. These two are like.
We're old enough to be your dads. Only not really at all, but still.
Hey, Daddy, how come you're 6 years older than me?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You guys watch Family Guy?
I'll take the current season of Power Rangers, mode of answering questions like that. There's a simple explanation for that.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, like the new season, they combined 2 different Japanese seasons, and for a power up, and they switch out a lot of years, black and green. Well, the suits change, and when the Black Ranger asks, "Why is my power up green?" is the green suit. The mentor just goes, "There's a simple explanation for that," and then doesn't talk no more.
Dude, do you guys watch Family Guy?
Not anymore.
There's an episode where they move to the really poor western town, or probably not southern town or something, and there was a 6-year-old girl who looked at Stewie and is like, "My daughter would absolutely love you."
That's scary. Any other thoughts on this Edge of Spider-Verse miniseries?
Don't care.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it too because
You guys need to get some self-control.
I'm weak.
I'm weak.
Yeah, I'm just.
Hey, at least I'm not the same way with Batman books, or else I would be super fucking broke.
And
all of it.
Spider-Man is the only character I buy for comic books. So
Jacob, we'd be podcast from a box right now.
Yeah,
Cardboard box.
I buy. I don't know. I probably have about 30 things on my pull list. So.
jeez. All right. So I guess that's gonna do it for the news topics today
What
because
about the director's cut? We should talk about that.
He said he didn't want to talk about that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Never mind. Children, you never heard that.
now that you've just brought it up, I guess we have to talk about it now. Gosh,
No, we don't. You can just edit this part out.
Do you really think I'm gonna do that?
No, you're
You
too
didn't
lazy.
edit out half the damn things Thomas has said. Do you think he's going to edit out that?
Yeah, that's likely.
All right, director's cut of Amazing Spider-Man 2. The petition has almost reached the full amount of signatures it needs. I would not be holding my hopes up for any of this.
I'm gonna go really quick and read the description. They have a description of what scenes would be included. So really quickly, keep talking.
Talk.
How about them Yankees?
Oh, jeez.
I fucking hate the Yankees. I don't know why I always use that.
Okay, so the
Sorry,
scene,
any Yankees fans out there.
Yeah, we've just pissed off Spider-Man's home state.
okay, so the
Hey,
scene
no, we didn't. John, we didn't. Because, see, Peter Parker's a Mets fan.
he is.
That's true.
Because the Paul Jenkins issue where he goes to the Mets game with Uncle Ben, right?
Well, it's been like that way for decades. So they made references to him in Shea Stadium and stuff like that.
Anyway, so I'm. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. So the deleted scenes are an attack on Oscorp by the Green Goblin, an alternate scene, an alternate death of Gwen, extended Times Square and Clock Tower scenes, another Peter Gwen scene, a scene with Max and his mom, a possible espionage plotline in regards to Oscorp, which I think is talking about that whole thing with them watching Peter that was cut out, where he's like, "Oh, Oscorp is watching you" and all that stuff. Mary Jane
That's
scene.
the question of the day.
Yeah, it's like, have you seen that meme where it's like, why did they remove that whole plot line from the movie? And Harry's like, is that the question of the day?
I've seen that.
Yeah, the Norman Osborn head scene, where Norman Osborn's head is in a jar.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot whoever wrote that. I'm sorry.
I'm rather interested in seeing the alternate death Gwen death.
I know there were two different ones. There was one
where
where
he snaps her neck, right?
And then there's one where she got impaled.
I just want to see how sinister Dane DeHaan looks when he snaps her neck. Just like,
yeah, seriously, I want to see that. It's just like, how in the hell are they going to do that?
Dude, and then apparently there was another. And then originally, after Gwen died, like Harry didn't get knocked out. He was still like conscious, and he was laughing over Peter when he was mourning Gwen. Like he was up on top, like laughing and mocking him, and then Peter went and like beat the crap out of him. It was like that scene from 122.
Oh, please, wouldn't you beat the crap out of him?
Yeah.
Actually, I know what the weird thing. I can see the Harry in that movie doing the whole "you're a romantic idiot."
Yeah, I want to see.
If I ever
that.
see Dane DeHaan, I'm punching him right in the face.
Dane. Yeah. Have you guys seen the interview on Jimmy Fallon where Dane DeHaan talked about like how like his workout thing, and he said that he like hadn't eaten anything that was even like remotely unhealthy in like 4 months, and he went to a restaurant to eat a cheeseburger with his wife, and he started crying.
Yeah, so that was funny as hell.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Married?
Yeah, Dane DeHaan's married. I couldn't believe that either.
He's 28.
He's 28.
Yeah.
He looks 17.
Yeah, he does. Probably why they cast him as a teenager. So.
Dane DeHaan is actually married. I couldn't believe that either.
A lot of movies don't cast people who look young, but that's like 20, 21, 22 to play like 16.
Apparently he got the job because of Andrew Garfield.
Are they bros?
No, they had done like a play together, and Andrew Garfield was the one that said, "Hey, you should get Dane DeHaan," and he's the one who got them to get him to do a screen test.
So they are bros.
Oh, I thought you said that's gross.
Oh no, I asked if they were bros.
Yeah, I guess they are bros.
All right. What the hell are we even talking about? Oh yeah, the director's cut.
I want to see it. I want to see the Mary Jane scenes the most, just because I want to see how she would have fit into the movie.
I'm glad it's not Shailene Woodley anymore.
I heard that the subplot was something to do with like her dad was beating her up or something, and Peter saw that her dad was beating her up, and his Spider-Man like went and grabbed her dad and was like, "Hey, don't hurt your daughter or else," or something like that. So that sounds kind of interesting, but that's really the only thing I have to see. I think everything else will probably be in the deleted scenes thing on the Blu-ray. So
yeah. I personally don't think they're going to release a director's cut. I don't think they're going to pay any attention to that. So, final thoughts on the director's cut?
Hopefully it happens, but I don't think.
Yeah, I'd be into it if it happened.
All right. Tackling reviews now. We've got 5 issues today, 2 current and 3 classic. First off is Superior Foes of Spider-Man number 12. I think I'm the only one that read this book, so I guess I will be doing this review solo. I haven't even reviewed this on the front page yet. I've been meaning to do that for days. I've been busy. Basically, my thoughts on this issue. First off, I cannot tell you how good it is to have Nick Spencer and Steve Lieber back working on this book, because gosh damn it, was I getting tired of the fill-in issues. This book picks up where number 9 left off, and most of you will know that I was not too enthused with number 9. This issue was fantastic. I love this issue from start to finish.
Is this the last one, or?
No, it is not.
When's the come out?
I really, really enjoyed this issue. Steve Lieber's art is obviously fantastic once again. All of his scenes, whether they be serious, comedic, whatever, they're just absolutely so well drawn. The characters feel like they have this classic cartoonish style to them, which they do. And it's all so well done. And the thing is, the art of this book fits the overall tone of it. And I think that's a huge, huge concept that I think a lot of artists don't. Well, if they don't have the best handle on it, then, the book can fail. This guy really nails it. And his art is perfect for the tone of this book. It's absolutely great. I love it. I loved the ending scene with the Shocker and Silvermane's head. First off, the panel where he stuffs Silvermane's head in a gym bag, that is hilarious. I cannot tell you how hard I laughed at that.
That sounds hilarious.
I also love that the Shocker's couch is also coincidentally the same colors as his costume.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am not
That's
kidding.
the coolest thing ever. Awesome. That's I'm going to pick this up and trade.
His couch is the same color as his costume. That's actually kind of cool.
That's funny.
Silvermane's head, again, is hilarious. I love that. And the main thing I liked about the Shocker scene here is that we are starting to get more of the classic Shocker approach. He's starting to act more like the Shocker we know and love, so that's good. The boomerang scenes, it's a basic continuation of this plot. I loved when his girlfriend came in and socked him in the face. That was pretty priceless. Don't ever call me again with smoke coming out of her ears. That was pretty funny. There were a lot of funny moments in this issue, and this issue was just fantastic. I can't give it anything else but an A. And you know what? It's just, I absolutely love this issue. I can't give it anything else but an A. I don't think anyone else read it, so I guess we'll just move off of that one. But next issue is Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 2, and Jacob actually reviewed this on our front page, so I'm going to have him go first with his review of Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 2.
All right, so this was an okay issue, and it takes place, right after the last issue. I also almost couldn't review this week. I talked to John about this because I was very broke. Well, anyway, so it starts off with, what's his name? Norman, because he's all free and stuff now, out breaking into Oscorp. It looks like Osborne Industries, not Oscorp, I'm sorry. And he's naked, and there's a clever smoke thing, plume of smoke to cover up his butt.
James is probably like, why?
And you see his abs and stuff, and he's breaking into a safe, and it's all empty and shit.
Hey,
and then
John.
he breaks into another safe, and it's, you see Dr. Octopus's arms on the wall, and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm assuming, and he knocks over some money, and grabs what I'm assuming is the Oz formula. What were you going to say, Jan?
I'm talking about how I'm gonna kill John.
Oh, okay. All right, anyway, continue.
I'm 6'5". Snap your neck.
And then there's a sweet ad for Spider-Man 2099, which comes out this month?
Next month.
It says June on this ad.
Does it really? Oh my gosh. Does it really?
Yeah.
I must look at this. June 2014. Holy shit.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the issue at hand. And then it cuts to Miles' family's apartment, where we're talking to the supposedly dead Peter Parker, and Miles is all like, holy shit. And Peter's all like, can I have my web shooters back? And then Miles keeps touching his face. Peter's face. And Miles still have this like shocked look on his face. And then Miles is all like, what the fuck? And then Peter is all like, there it is. And then Miles is all like, what the fuck again? And then Peter's like, language. And then he's like, fuck you, language. You're alive? I don't know. It was funny.
Fuck the
yeah,
what?
Fuck you, language. Anyway,
Wait, he says F you and then someone else tells him language?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually happens.
yeah, no,
Wait,
Miles says, what the fuck? And then Peter says, there it is. And then Miles is all like, what the fuck again? But this time it's more bold. And Peter just goes, language. But yeah, and then they're all like, how are you alive? Does your Aunt May know? And then he was like, no one knows, blah, 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 blah. Give me my web shooters back. He's like, are you from another dimension? He's all like, what are you talking about? And then Peter starts getting pissed off. And he's all like, I did die. Okay. What does that mean? And then Peter grabs Miles and he gives him that Venom Blast thing. And then he's all like, what the hell? Peter's all like, what the hell? And he was like, "How did you do that?" He was like, "I got a venom blast thing." He's like, How do you have a venom blast? I don't have a venom blast." And they're like, "Oh, it's a different kind of spider." Oh, that makes sense. Well, then Peter punches Miles in the face and knocks him out, and takes his web shooters, and then Miles just goes, "Clone, clone, clone, clone," as he's jumping around the city, and then those weird Osborne Industries spider people thing are robbing a dock.
Those guys are the Fly twins from the '60s cartoon.
Are they?
Yeah, that's what Brian Michael Bendis said.
Oh, I've never watched the '60s cartoon, so this is news to me. I've tried watching it. It's just
It's so dated.
yeah, it doesn't.
It's so
age well.
racist too.
Anyway, they're robbing something that was apparently called Latveria from Tony Stark. And then it cuts to a scene of Miles and Genki talking, and then he reveals that Jessica Drew, a.k.a. Black Widow, a.k.a. Spider-Woman, a.k.a. Peter's clone lady, is Peter's clone. And then they're all like, what? And then Kate Bishop shows up. And then they smooch, and he's all like, bro, what's wrong? And he's all like, well, Katie, there's something I gotta tell you about me. Something I haven't told you. To be continued. I wonder what he's gonna tell her, guys. What is he gonna tell her?
Wait, is Kate like his girlfriend, Miles' girlfriend or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
and then the next issue has a cool cover.
What
It's the Green Goblin holding Miles up by the neck.
Yeah, that cover's awesome.
I think it looks awesome, and I will buy it.
Thoughts and grade, Jacob?
I'm gonna stick with like the B- or C plus B- area.
So,
You know?
really quickly, are we thinking that this Peter is a clone?
I hope so.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like Ultimate Peter, the whole thing with the Ultimate Universe is like that dead means dead. So,
Yeah, but the Green Goblin kind of throws that out the window right now.
well, we never saw him die.
I don't care. My
I
thoughts.
don't know. I'll still pick it up even if it pisses me off because I have a problem.
You do have a problem.
My thoughts and grade on this issue. I'm going to give this issue I'll give it a D plus.
Jeez.
I can't stand Brian Michael Bendis' writing style. I can't pay $4 for issues this light of substance. I can't do it. I know this is grading more on, this isn't really talking about the individual issue itself, but like, oh my gosh, we've had 2 issues now, and it's just like, he's told a story that could have been told in half an issue in these 2 issues. It's just like, I paid $8 for something that should have been worth $1. So, yeah, I'm really trying to justify paying $3.99 for each issue, but I'm going to have to just wait to the trades for this. If I even read it at all, it's just, this is pissing me off. I give it a D+. Any other thoughts on Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 2?
Didn't you say you didn't even like Miles Morales back when before Cataclysm?
I said that, and honestly, I've picked up this series in order to try to like the character, and he's still boring to me.
To each his own. I really like him, but yeah, this whole new volume is still kind of meh for me. But I have every issue of Miles's run, so I feel like I have to keep getting it because
I
have a problem.
The minigame is the first step to recovery.
Yeah, there's no recovery. I just like Miles.
He likes dark meat.
Whoa! All right.
I'm sorry.
Something right now? You're going to hell.
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
I'm sorry for all the useless stuff in the chat window.
Yes.
Are you putting more useless shit in the chat window?
No, I didn't, but he yelled at me for it.
I saw. I seen it.
Oh my gosh, holy shit, I just got dizzy for a second.
It's those drugs.
Yeah.
Cocaine, hell of a drug.
All the drugs.
Oh shit. Okay.
This does not endorse drug use.
Yeah. It's funny.
Oh my gosh. Remember, kids, salvia. It's legal.
And fuck you.
Stop it. Kids
It
don't
fucks
remember
you.
salvia.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
There's gonna be like some 4-year-old listening to this podcast, and they're gonna be like, "Mommy, can I get some salvia?"
What 4-year-old listens to podcasts?
I don't know.
4-year-olds that live in John's little world.
That sounds really bad. I'm just.
Yeah,
gonna,
I just realized that.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
All right, Spider-Man, no more creepy talk.
Yeah, we're on Ultimate Spider-Man, not you.
Actually, we're moving into Amazing Spider-Man number 47. Classic issues. As I open up my omnibus here, here's the letters page from 46. And here is Amazing Spider-Man number 47. Jan, break this issue down.
Break it down.
Hold on a second. I'm opening my essential right now.
Ah, damn it.
My masterwork. Okay, so we see a flashback where we find out that Kraven had been working for the Green Goblin at some point in the past. And I have a really quick question. When is this flashback intended to take place?
34.
But I didn't see any place in 34 where they fought like this. Like, the continuity's horrible.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Green Goblin is all like, Kraven's fighting Spider-Man. Spider-Man gets away. We see Kraven talking to Norman Osborn about how he wants to get paid, because Kraven doesn't realize that Norman and the Goblin are the same person. He just thinks that Norman Osborn is like the Green Goblin's liaison. So he follows Norman Osborn to his house, and we see the flashback to when Kraven was defeated by Spider-Man in 34. Kraven, now we jump back to the present. Kraven sees the Green Goblin died, and he still wants his money, so he's going to go after Norman Osborn. Which, by the way, that's like Kraven just walks around New York in his like absolutely ridiculous outfit. I think that's really funny.
And his nipple lasers.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll get to that. So, and then we see, this is a horrible breakdown so far. We see Mary Jane like supposedly helping Aunt May and Anna Watson like packing stuff or something, but instead she's just dancing because I guess Mary Jane's a crackhead or something. And then we see Peter and Harry at the apartment. We see Kraven goes to Norman Osborn's. I think he goes to the Oscorp, right? And then he like can't get in, so he like runs to the Osborn mansion and he interrogates the butler. And I could make so many butler jokes from Spider-Man 3 right now, but I won't. And then Kraven runs off because the Norman isn't there. Peter, Harry, and Gwen and Mary Jane go to a go-away party for Flash. And for Flash, he's going to Nam. And during the party, Kraven comes in and it kidnaps Harry because he wants to draw out Norman Osborn. Spider-Man and Kraven have a pretty cool fight on, I think it's a construction site. I think that's what it's intended to be. And their fight is pretty even, but Kraven thinks he's defeated Spider-Man by shooting lasers at him from his leopard's vest. He shoots lasers out of his leopard's vest.
Nipple lasers.
Yeah. Kraven has lasers in his leopard vest. That's like I don't think I could say that like 10 more times and it would take a while to sink in the ridiculousness of that. That is just ridiculous. It's hilarious. So they fight and Kraven thinks he's defeated Spider-Man, but he gets distracted. He grabs Norman Osborn because Norman Osborn shows up to save Harry. He accidentally throws Norman Osborn off, or I guess Norman falls. Never mind. Peter takes saving Norman over catching Kraven, which I think is kind of funny. Like if Spider-Man had just let Norman fall, there'd be like 100 people still alive today,
including his girlfriend.
Yeah, including his girlfriend. And how God knows how many like Oscorp employees and stuff like that. So it ends with Peter for some reason sulking for no reason. Like every issue of Spider-Man has to end with Peter sulking for no reason. So yeah, it's for my like overall thing. It's okay. I gave it a B. It's not that great. It's not as it's probably about the same level of quality as the 46. the Craven plot line doesn't get enough development. It feels like he just walks around New York going like, "Where's Norman Osborn? Where's Norman Osborn?" And then he like fights
I
Spider-Man.
want my family back.
Yeah, and the dialogue with Mary Jane is horrible as usual. I think it's funny how sexist everyone at the party is towards Gwen when she's dancing. Like that's it. Like this issue is this is like the most quintessential like 60s issue of Spider-Man ever. Like Craven has a leopard vest that shoots lasers. Like Gwen is dancing and everyone's like hilariously sexist towards her and stuff. Like this is just such like so dated. It's really funny. So I give it a B. It's not really got that anything special.
All right, James, thoughts and grade on Amazing 47?
James?
Sorry, I had to put the thing on mute for a second. Yeah, my thoughts and grades on 47. It's a good issue. I agree with Jan on a lot of his points. The continuity thing is kind of a mistake, but it is kind of great that like the sins of the Green Goblin are still coming after Norman. Yeah, the Gwen stuff is kind of weird, but the thing that creeps me out the most is Gwen's smoking in this issue.
Is she really? Where?
Yeah, page 6, third top panel. She is holding a cigarette, I think.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at this.
Oh no, that's a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's a cup of coffee.
Well, there's another issue where it's clearly she's holding a cigarette, I think.
Nice.
Well, page 7, middle panel, Jonah is smoking.
When is Jonah not smoking?
Well, okay, no, in the top right panel, he's clearly holding a cigarette, and in the middle panel, it turns into a cigar.
Are we really arguing over this?
Yes! Oh. I'm done. Also, page 14, last panel, look how crazy Jonah's eyes look.
I have to see this. Page 14.
They're pointing in different directions. They look like they're coming out of his head.
Cigarettes are normal cigarettes. I think they might have something a little extra in them.
Marijuana?
It's a blunt.
It's
I like speaking of Mary Jane, I like the few panels she's appears in, how she's using terms like swinger and we're going to make the scene tonight, and Aunt May just assumes that it's a really nice and innocent thing. Like, we're going to make the scene tonight because we're swingers, and it's like, oh great, you guys are going to do arts and crafts. It's like, what?
No, we're going to go bang a bunch of dudes.
Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Dude, there's so much, like, ridiculously, like, I just said, like, way too many times in that sentence. There is a lot of, like, potential for dirty jokes in this, in that party scene.
Yeah, I like this comic because I do like the whole party stuff, because this is, like, really, like, when I first got the Essential, it's like, everybody told me about the Romita era, and this is, like, the first Essential I got from the Romita era 3. And it's like, I pick it up, and it's like, you immediately see Gwen in stockings, and all the guys are staring at her like she's a hooker when they're picking her up, and everybody's dancing and having a good time, and they're all like, Gwen can't dance, that's Mary Jane's thing. It's like, really?
I like how you see some of the origins of you see the Gwen and Mary Jane rivalry kind of.
Yeah, that Gwen's trying to one-up MJ.
Mm-hmm.
Which is completely contradicted in 2 issues from
that was on my notes.
2 issues from now, but whatever.
Yeah. We'll get to there.
Jacob, James, you didn't even give a grade.
Yeah, I also like the ending with Flash, how it's kind of like him and Peter finally buried the hatchet. And of course, Peter's a sulk because he buries a hatchet with him. It's like, but was it too late? Because he's going to Nam, and it's like, come on. But anyways, yeah, it's a good issue. There's some, weird things about it. And Deadpool makes his first cameo in this, so, a B.
What?
Deadpool, later on, years later, they retcon it that, Deadpool, in some kind of time travel shenanigan, replaced Peter Parker throughout this whole issue. So what we're really reading is Deadpool.
I highly doubt that. I mean, I believe you, but
real issue, look it up.
What Deadpool? Is it a Deadpool issue?
Yeah, it's an issue of Deadpool.
Which one?
It's like in the first series. I don't know the number, but I can look it up for you guys.
Is he No, I believe you, James. I've heard of that. I'm just saying, is he imitating Spider-Man too, or just Peter Parker?
I think he imitates just Peter in a few of the scenes.
Because I know, isn't like his sidekick like one of Peter's classmates or something?
Hydra
It might
Bomb?
be. I haven't read the issue in a long time, but I know what happened. Deadpool 11, Volume 1. The cover is Amazing Fantasy 15 parody with Deadpool.
All right, Jacob, thoughts and grade on Amazing 47?
James didn't give a grade.
Yes, he did. He gave it a B.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I gave it a B, man.
I'll give it a B too. I mean, it was a little above average, but not like the holy grail of Spider-Man issues. So I'll give it a B.
All right, I'll give it a B minus myself. I guess I'm the negative guy because I didn't give it a solid B. But
You are the guy.
Yes, as soon as I find my notes. Peter Parker's scenes were the best in this issue. I found myself more invested in the Peter Parker side of the issue than I did with the Spider-Man side of it. The relationship drama with Gwen and Mary Jane, that was well done. I really enjoyed that. The action sequence with Kraven, it was all right, I guess. I think
There's some good Spider-Man one-liners in there, I think.
Yeah, there were some good Spider-Man quips in there. This is probably one of the better issues for quips in terms of Spider-Man issues. But the main con that I have with this issue, and it's why it's a B minus, this makes absolutely no sense. This is really one of the biggest continuity screw-ups in Stan's entire run. It's just
no kidding.
Holy hell did he screw up here. It's like you go back and it's like I actually went back and looked at 34 and there's no way this could have happened. And I know that, that's kind of stupid to say because again, this is a 60s comic book, but still it's just like they just completely contradicted pretty much everything in 34. So it's a complete F up.
Yeah, in 34, it's like one fight scene, where here it almost portrays it like they fight once, and then Kraven goes to meet Norman Osborn, and then he fights him again and he gets defeated, where in the original 34, it was just one whole, fight scene.
This is a major screw-up, and it's unfortunate that Stan did manage to write this bad of a screw-up, but it's definitely there. Like I said, I give this issue a B minus. I liked it, but again, the continuity issue was really what brought it down for me. Amazing Spider-Man did I miss anybody on 47?
No.
Okay, good. Amazing Spider-Man number 48. I'll break down this issue. Very basic summary. It's wintertime. The original Vulture, Adrian Toomes, is dying because of an accident in the prison workshop. So Blackie Drago takes up the mantle of the new Vulture. Meanwhile, Peter Parker is, he's coming down with a bit of a head cold, and so it's kind of hampering him a bit. But he hears news of the new Vulture and decides, well, it's my responsibility to go out and fight the new Vulture, even though I am in no condition to do so. So he goes out, fights the Vulture. They get into a tussle, and ultimately Spider-Man ends up passing out in the snow. As a grade, I give this issue a solid B. I liked it more than the last issue. I really, really like Blackie Drago as the Vulture. I think he's very fun. It was great to see his little plot. I just really, really enjoyed him as the Vulture. I don't think he tops Adrian Toomes, but personally, I felt he was enjoyable. I really actually like his head mask design. It's suitably creepy, and it's actually kind of scary. The action in this issue was fairly decent. I felt it was better than the action in the last issue. It was more engaging and intriguing, and ultimately the art in this issue, John Romita Sr., what can we say? Absolutely great. And of course, the cliffhanger of Spider-Man being left for dead in the snow was fairly good as well. I give this issue a B. I really, really enjoyed it. Not the best issue of Spider-Man I've ever read, but you know what? It's a good issue, a decent one at that, and it's a fun read, so I give it a B. Jacob, thoughts and grade on Amazing 48?
I give it a B plus because it was I've actually never read anything with Blackie before, and I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Also, that head mask thing is awesome, and that little trick he pulls when Spider-Man's webbed to his feet. He's like, "Oh, I'll just whiplash you into the bridge." I was like, "Oh, that's clever." He's a smart guy over here.
As things
Explosion.
are being moved around. Yes, James, thoughts and grade on Amazing 48?
It's a good issue. I like Blackie Drago and the way how he kind of added a new kind of flair to the Vulture here. He wasn't just the old man now versus the young teenager. It was a new guy in the suit, and Peter is so used to the old Adrian Toomes, and now he's thrown a complete curveball where there's this new guy who's more of a kind of powerful brawler, almost using the powers. Well, not really powers, but the suit. And the helmet, I agree with you guys. It looks kind of cool. Weird at first, but now I kind of like it. And the whole death thing, I love how it's retconned later, even though clearly Toomes dies here.
Yeah,
But it's retconned later. When you go back, it's like...
What is that, issue 63?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's explained away weirdly. Spoiler alerts. Pretty much, he's so mad at Blackie Drago that it gives him the will to live.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man Blue, they said that Kraven gave him a cure to the poison or something.
But he wasn't poisoned.
In the original issue, that's not there. In the original issue, it's all like the rage and anger of Blackie betraying him gave him a weird sense that he had to live to get revenge.
Yeah, I know Spider-Man Blue isn't canon, but I was just saying that's what they did there. So,
all right, what's your grade, James?
C.
All right, Jan.
Another thing. A nice little landmark part about this issue is that it's the first time with the classic Gwen Stacy haircut that she will have now for the rest of her life and even death,
including the movies.
All right, Jan, thoughts and grade on Amazing 48?
I'm going to be the positive guy again. I gave it an A-. I really dug it. I think it's a huge step up from the last one. I really like the way Peter's character is portrayed. I think that's what made me enjoy it so much. I like that he's thinking of just giving up and saying, "Oh, I'm sick." I don't think anyone would have blamed him for not wanting to go out and crime fight if he felt sick. But he's like, "No, this is, the Vulture is going to kill people if I don't stop him." And I really like the bit where he saves the guy because that felt very Spider-Man to me. He's a hero. He's not just like a dude who beats people up. So I really enjoyed his character and the way he was written here. I think him getting sick is, typical Parker luck, and I think that's something that does not happen to other superheroes. That's one of the things that makes Spider-Man kind of unique, is that it's the same thing with him getting his arm broken or sprained. It got sprained last week when the ones we reviewed, where it just shows how it makes the stakes feel a little bit more real, I guess. Blackie Drago is okay. I think they overplay how powerful a man with wings would be. He's like, nothing can stop a man with wings, and a tank could. You're not
an airplane.
Yeah, or an airplane, or a
helicopter.
Fighter. Yeah, I think that his strength is exaggerated, but I think the fight with him and Spider-Man is pretty cool.
Was this the first time that a villain is a classic villain was it was a different person was portraying that villain?
I think
in
so.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It happens to the Vulture more than anybody else. There's been 3 Vultures other than Adrian Toomes.
Oh, there's been a lot of Green Goblins too, hasn't there?
There's been a lot of Mysterios, I think, too.
Yeah, right now we got Mysterion.
Oh yeah, that's
what?
Mysterio, Quentin Beck is trapped in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
So they wanted, and so Ben Kingsley was all like, "Who wants to be the Mysterio? Pay this amount." And it was some dude, and he goes by Mysterion.
Ben Kingsley or Roderick Kingsley?
Roderick. Sorry,
yeah.
Hobgoblin.
The actor Ben Kingsley in the universe. It's
Roderick Kingsley. That was my mistake.
All right.
I'm not giving you crap for it, but I'm talking. But I enjoyed it. I like the fight. Romita's art is great, and I think the head mask. I don't think it's really scary, but it's kind of like classic cheesy, 60s, which is fun. So I really dug it. I really dug it.
Yeah, there's a lot of Venoms. There's a lot of Mysterios, a lot of Hobgoblins, Green Goblins, but Vulture's the first to get the switch.
I didn't care for the way he was replaced in Jerry Conway's run. That was kind of lame.
Oh, he dies off panel?
Yeah. No, Mysterio died off panel.
Yeah.
It was Vulture was just in jail. Because they're like,
oh,
Peter.
Yeah. I actually like that storyline with the Gwen where she knows who killed her roommate or whatever it was, and she doesn't want to say. She's afraid she's going to be killed next.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, I didn't see the need to replace the Vulture. But whatever. We'll get there in like 3 years.
And then the weirdest part about that though is the guy. How he somehow the vulture thing that he was using makes his face turn into Adrian.
Like he actually turned himself
or whatever
into a clone of Adrian Toomes or something. It was weird. But he actually had claws.
All right, Amazing 48. Did I miss anybody on this?
No, I give it an A- just in case I didn't grade it. So.
All right, Amazing Spider-Man number 49. James, break it down.
You got it. Here we go. Issue 49 begins where the last issue left off with Peter unconscious in the snow, thinking about everybody who he has come near in the last few issues, including Vulture, Kraven, Aunt May, Mary Jane, Harry, Jonah smirking like, ha ha ha, you're dead, bitch. And Gwen, with the first appearance of the headband. That damn headband.
Oh, I thought you said the head man, and I was like, what?
And reintroducing Kraven the Hunter, because we didn't see him 2 issues ago.
Yeah, reintroducing a guy who just literally left. We begin with Kraven. You know, he's all like, oh, I gotta get Spider-Man. Oh, no, wait, we begin with Peter, I mean. And Peter goes to lay down in bed because he's all sick. And then Harry's like, oh, God, Peter's sick. I wonder if I should become a Green Goblin and take some of his blood. And then we got Kraven being all like, oh, I'm so pissed off because I got stopped last time. And what else is new? And
he just beats up a tiger.
Yeah. He's like, I'm so pissed off. Peter's gonna have to come after me because this tiger is not gonna live now.
The Amazing Spider-Man podcast does not endorse beating up tigers. Just so we know.
Well,
I mean, if you could beat up a tiger, that'd be awesome. Go ahead. But
who said that their house had tigers last week? Remember that? I think it was Jacob who said that. He's like, yeah, I have tigers in my house. And then James is like, oh, yeah, I'm going over there.
I don't remember. I remember talking about exotic. No, I think we talked about buying a zoo.
All I remember from last week's show is that we had to take porn off the message board.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of porn.
Yeah, I rewatched the episode, and it's like every 5 seconds there's either Jan or me or Jacob or you, Jonathan, going, yep, it's back up there.
All right.
And then there's Jan getting completely freaked out by me. But anyways, back to my review. Meanwhile, while hearing about how the Vulture defeated Spider-Man, Kraven's like, I gotta work with that dude. I don't care. I gotta work with that dude. He just beat Spider-Man. He's gonna be my buddy. And so him and Kraven decide, hey, let's team up. And the two are hearing of the two supervillains clashing. Peter forces himself out of bed and out to fight them, even though he's still sick. And Spider-Man is in the middle of them fighting because Kraven's all like, you're an animal and stuff, and you just defeated Spider-Man, and I don't like that because I wanted to defeat Spider-Man. And then Spidey shows up, and then they're all like, Spider-Man! Holy shit, I didn't expect you to be here. And then Vulture is drowned by Kraven with tranquilizers. And, not drowned. I'm sorry, I'm speaking wrong today, guys. Sorry. He gets his butt kicked by Kraven and tranquilizers. And
Kraven's leopard vest.
Yeah.
Nipple lasers.
Yep.
Do we ever see those again after this arc?
I don't think
so.
I can't remember. I honestly can't.
We might. Because there's been so many Kraven issues, we might, but I don't know for sure.
I hope so.
Spider-
I really like the nipple lasers.
I love it how I love it how Peter Parker couldn't beat the Vulture. Kraven beats the Vulture. Granted, with nipple lasers. Tranquilizer rays things
that are a different color than in this issue than they were last time.
They were like red last time.
They were like green last time. Now they're pink.
I just love it though. Vulture beats Spider-Man. Kraven beats Vulture. Spider-Man kicks Kraven's ass.
Yep.
It's a nice little triangle.
With one punch. Why didn't you do that last time?
Who knows?
Then he webs them both up, and then he leaves to take photos for the Bugle. And then Peter goes to the doctor, who says, you're healthy now. Yay. Like, we actually kind of, in this issue, was actually legit worried about Peter Parker having a cold.
And we get Pussy Willow talk.
Oh, my God. I'm so sick of that running show. It was kind of funny last week, but now it's not.
And it ends with the issue ends with Peter smiling.
That's a first.
Yeah. When was the last time we saw that?
Which is really weird because next time is when he quits.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm gonna quit tomorrow because I'm gonna be such a downer. But I'm just so happy.
All right, thoughts in gray, James.
Yeah, this is a not so good issue, as you can tell. Like I read it before, and I just didn't ever feel like rereading it. So I was going off the Spider-Man Wikipedia page for this issue, and because I'm an idiot, I misread some words. So I apologize, people. But yeah, when I originally read this issue, it wasn't really that good. It was like really anticlimactic because you felt like they were building up to something with Kraven and then Vulture, and then here it ends as being, we hate each other because you killed Spider-Man. And then they start fighting, and then Spidey's like, sup dudes, I'm still alive. And then they're all like, fuck, and then they take each other out, but by taking each other out, one of them can defeat Spider-Man. It makes that triangle thing where it's like one can beat one and then one can beat the other, and then the one guy who already got his ass kicked can beat the one guy. So it's like they're equally strong, I guess. I don't know how that would work. And it's just not that good of an issue. I would give it a D.
Oh, damn. Jan, thoughts and grade on Amazing 49?
I give it a B. It's not that great. I think Kraven's Lair is awesome. Like he has tigers in cages, like just in case he feels like fighting something. And he's like, I want to see like how Kraven, like he hired an interior designer. It's like, okay, I want bamboo sticks surrounding the TV screen, and like it has to be jungle themed. You hear jungle themed? Like where did Kraven find the time to do that? Like it's just really funny to me. That's really the only like major thing that stuck out to me was how like awesome his lair is. Other than that, it's
Jan, I know your answer to that question. See, in issue 34, after he got done talking to Norman, he had a couple more hours to spare, so he went in and designed that whole house. Then he came back to finish that fight from 34.
Yep.
All right, Jacob, thoughts and grade?
No, I didn't finish, dude. Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. I'm stupid. Go on.
Jacob, thoughts and grade on Amazing 49?
I thought it was okay, but I'm gonna give it like a B minus. It's I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like the greatest thing. But the nipple lasers are what saved it.
The nipple lasers in the lair.
And the lair was cool too, but not as cool as the nipple lasers.
All right, I'll give it a C plus. I enjoyed it, but it's not the most amazing issue ever. It's a decent end to the arc. It's all right, I guess. The action's okay. I mean, that's really all I have to say about this issue is it was okay. I didn't feel it was the most amazing issue I've ever read. Again, I give it a C plus. It's just all right, I guess. But that's going to conclude the classic reviews for this week. And I think that's also going to do it for this episode of Amazing Spider-Man Podcast. So, Jan, final words for the listeners before we sign off?
Read more Spider-Man comics and don't watch Ultimate. And sign the petition for Director's Cut.
Jacob, final words for the listeners before we sign off?
See ya.
James, final words for the listeners before we sign off?
2 final words. One, I just finally picked up my essential to look at that actual panel with him shooting it, and it looks like Kraven's milking himself, where he's got his hands that are coming out. It's like he
takes out the vulture with like he's like.
It's like feel the wrath of my cow powers. But anyways, yeah, and of course, obviously, watch ADR tomorrow. Watch us. We're finishing season 1. It's badass.
All right, and my final words for the listeners are, yeah, you may have noticed I took down the forum. I was sick of cleaning out the spam. I will get it up when I figure out how to get rid of the spam. I'll put it back up when I figure that out. But until then, it's down until further notice. Other than that, this is Jonathan with these 3 idiots signing off.